Hello and welcome to the Friday Love Jam. I'm Bryan Franklin. This is Jennifer Russell.
Hi.
We're the co-founders of Evolving Love, and we're here to talk about appreciation today. And the topic is the secret to getting more appreciation from your partner. How do you do that? How, if you, if you're sitting there and you're wanting that yearning for more appreciation, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're like, my partner seems to always want things different and is never satisfied with how things are, or maybe you feel like sometimes they criticize you too much and like, well, why can't they just appreciate the good parts of me, or why don't they just know that I have a positive intention, and yeah, so I made that mistake, I spilled the thing or I crashed the car or whatever, but I didn't mean to, and why can't they relate to me like my intentions instead of my mistakes all the time? And so if you've ever said any of those kinds of things, we're going to be, for the next hour, we're going to really unpack what we think might be going on there and what are the ways to get more appreciation. What's that secret?
Yeah. And, we just have a lot of compassion for those of you that are, have been in a time in your relationship where you really wanted more appreciation. And, part of the reason that I have so much compassion for that is just how often we're in a situation where we're in this toxic cycle of complaint, defense. And, Bryan and I really, we speak about 4 different toxic cycles in our evolving love work. And this one is just incredibly common, that we fall into this pattern where instead of finding what's right and what's beautiful and good about our partners, we come to a point in our relationship where we sometimes are a little more focused on what's wrong, what's creating pain or suffering for us, than what's right, and really appreciating them for exactly who they are. So if you've ever had that dynamic, which I think most of us can relate to, I know I can relate to being on both sides of this. I can relate to being the complainer, can definitely relate to being the defender. But we really want to dive into this toxic cycle. And just one caveat about us using the word toxic is, there's certainly behaviors that rise to the level of abuse and violence. And when we're talking about using this word toxic cycle, we don't necessarily mean that level. And one of the reasons that we'll say toxic is that what happens is we get into a pattern, and the more that we complain, the more that our partner defends. And so it creates kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. It creates this cycle that feeds on itself, right? And then the more the partner defends, the more we complain. The more we complain, the more our partner defends. And then it just continues to expand and grow into this real polarized dynamic where pretty soon one of us is on one side and the other one's on the other side, and we both got both our weapons on and our armor on, and we're definitely not actually in unity and connection.
Even though, through 10,000 years, I'm pretty sure that being defensive never actually worked. It never actually stopped the complaint. That you didn't. I've never heard of someone saying, "Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. No," and then the other's like, "Oh, you're right. I'm sorry that I had that complaint." Even though that never happens, we still somehow in that moment feel like it's the thing that's going to save us or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, and on the other side too, it feels like somehow complaining about the thing is going to change it, but it tends just to elicit more defense, so we end up in that cycle.